everybody. It's the Van Show. Welcome, 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 welcome. Now, today we have a very, very, very special guest. Today we have Lauren Raye Snow. Say hello.
Hey.
Right now, so Lauren, we want to learn a bit about you. So first of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio.
We want to learn about you because you are an artist. And I want to find out, when did you get started with art? When did you realize that maybe you had a passion for this, for art?
Well, I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. And my mother was an artist as well. She still is. My uncle was a very important part of this. He was an artist himself. He was actually a professional illustrator. He did like Sears catalogs back before the advent of like cheap photography. But he loved like horror specifically. Like I have very vivid memories of going to his house and sitting next to him while he played Doom. And I thought that was so much fun. But I would have nightmares and my mom would get angry with him. But I loved paging through his sketchbooks and seeing like Zelda and Link from Zelda. And he would do Dungeons and Dragons drawings. So I just grew up on a lot of his work and it made me fall in love with it. So, I bought my own art books and loved fantasy movies like Legend and Labyrinth and Beetlejuice. So I just grew up on a steady stream of lots of fantastical, imaginative, kind of spooky stuff.
Wow. So, I mean, your environment completely shaped this. Like,
absolutely.
Like you were around an artist that inspired you to do art, and you were around fantasy and sci-fi stuff that inspired your art to become sci-fi and fantasy.
Absolutely.
Wow. And it's amazing that you were in tune enough with yourself that you could see all of these influences and gravitate towards them and use them to create something you wanted to create.
I feel incredibly lucky because, I mean, all the experiences I have are just my own, but I loved my life growing up. Everybody struggles, but it felt like I was surrounded by magic, and I just loved that. And so when I would sit down to draw, those are the things that I wanted to, explore.
Now you have received a prestigious honor, as a matter of fact. I want to know, what was it like when you found out you were a finalist for the World Fantasy Awards?
Oh, thank you, Van.
Tell me the story.
It is a funny story. I still kind of don't believe it's real because I just found out last week. A friend called me and they said, have you seen any news today? Mm. And I said, no, why? And they said, well, did you see that the World Fantasy Awards ballot came out? And I said, oh, I think I saw that was released. I didn't bother looking at it because I had no idea. I was like, no, that I didn't think that I would be even thought of for such a thing. And he told me, he's like, yeah, congratulations. I'm the first one to tell you you've been nominated for Best Artist in the World Fantasy Awards. And I may have screamed words I won't repeat on camera several times. And I was like, if you're messing with me, I'm going to be so mad at you.
You've done lots of different types of art. What is there any particular piece you're working on now that you're excited about or you want to talk to us about?
Sure. One that's on the easel right now is another one in my series of the Anima Sola. So I have two that have been currently released. It's an exploration of a Catholic icon. Anima Sola is Latin for lonely soul. And generally speaking, it's a woman who is in chains, surrounded by fire, and her arms are raised in sort of supplication in crying out for help. And it's a Catholic tradition to pray for the souls that are in purgatory. And I was just growing up, I was fascinated with these figures, and I really kind of took her as a kind of a personal totem. As someone who experiences, anxiety, difficult, challenging emotions, it seemed like that was a really great visual representation of sort of like what that inner state might feel like. So I've got two in the series done. The first one was Anima Sola. The second one was Purgatorio, which was inspired by a line from Dante's Inferno in Purgatory. And the next piece in the series is taken from a line that I love from Dante's Inferno. So it'll be called Inferno. And I look forward to showing you what it's going to look like.
I want to see if you have any questions you want to ask a monster. I'm giving you the opportunity. I am a monster. You can now ask a monster anything you'd like.
What's your favorite food?
You know, what's funny is I don't eat.
You don't eat?
No. I mean, like, I know I'm blue, but I do photosynthesize. Well, Fernie, how do you say that? Photosynthesize. Thank you.
So this isn't a I never drink wine situation.
No, I mean, look, I don't have any teeth.
Oh, you could, I suppose.
And I have a heart for a tongue.
Oh,
Right?
you do.
I'm just cute. All right, do we have any audience questions?
Is there anything that you wish you could like kind of portray with your art that you haven't like figured out how to show yet?
Well, that's a really good question.
It is.
I kind of feel like I don't know if I'm going to succeed at portraying anything that I do. Every single piece is a risk. And sometimes I think I fail too. Like I look at my first Anima Sola and I look at the flames and I don't really like them. I think I could do better now. But I think that's a part of art. And I think it takes courage to do any kind of creativity. I love being here at Armadillo Con amongst all other creative people who I think are so courageous because, you know, they are confronting their own limitations day in and day out. And it takes real courage to push past that and achieve success or failure and then keep going. Mm-hmm. So I hope that, you know, every piece I do, I'm learning something new. If I'm not learning something, I'm not growing.
Yeah, and I like what you said there about how, you know, you released something, you released a piece of your art, and then a bit of time passed, and you're like, you know what, I could have done that better. But you released it anyway. You know, you didn't take it back, and you go, hold on a second, let me get that back. I'm gonna fix it, and then I'll put it back out there. No, you move on, like, and you make the flames better in the next one, or at least better as far as like your interpretation of them.
I'm about to do some flames, and so we'll find out if I can do them better. You'll see.
Well, no, but that's, I'm sure people look at that and they say it's perfect, you know, and you're the artist and you release this thing and it's like your child. And once your child gets to a certain age and they go out into the world, you know, they're kind of their own thing. And then they're also like everybody that meets them is a part of their life. And so your art now that it's released out into the wild, like it's kind of everybody's. Like you can't control it anymore.
I couldn't say that better myself. I have a kind of a personal intention with art philosophy, which is that like when the artist is creating the work, it's theirs and they have this relationship with the piece as they're creating it. But once they're done and they release it, then it belongs to everybody. And everyone else who encounters that work can have their own relationship with it and bring their experiences to it. And that's so beautiful. Like I'm so touched and delighted and horrified sometimes to see how people react to my work. But like overall, I'm just happy. I'm happy that people are having experiences with something that I worked hard on. And I love having experiences with other people's work. It enriches my life greatly.
Yeah, I like that art can be both kind of meditative and introspective and also very social.
Oh, absolutely. I've been saying this to like so many people this convention that this is just, it's art and creativity is community building and it's bringing people together and it's allowing to see our togetherness. And that's why I'll always be interested in what human beings create. And I'm not so much interested in what machines can create because there's not a personal connection there. You know, there's not a point of view behind it. So.
And now you can be interested in what monsters make as well.
I've always been interested in what monsters make.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much, man. You're amazing.
Oh, well, you know, I think I'm just amazing because I'm reflecting your amazingness.
Oh, stop.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Dance show, dance show, dance show.